It's your girl Victoria, and today I'm going to tell you like how to date as a trans person. So, number one, tell them that you're trans. If it's safe for you to do so at that time, tell them that you're trans. Not once y'all are in a relationship, but once they start flirting with you. You have to understand that sometimes people are not all the time. People are not transphobic all of the time. Sometimes they just don't prefer to date a trans person. A preference and a phobia is two different things. They can be influential on each other, but it's different. I have plenty of friends that are guys that respect me as a transgender woman, but they will not date me because they are not interested in transgender women. Are they transphobic? No, they just don't prefer trans women. So let them know that you're trans. What I usually do, if a guy is approaching me at a bar or, at a restaurant or something, I will tell them, he'll be like, hola mami, can I buy you a drink? And I'll be like, tú puedes, pero primero tú sabes una mujer trans. Es un problema. Like, you can, but do you know I'm trans? Like, is that okay? And then they will say like, no, I'm not with that, or oh yeah, no, it's fine, or whatever. Or like if I'm in a grocery store and a guy is flirting with me, because I had one guy flirt with me. He's like, what do you think about this olive oil or whatever? And I'm like, oh well, I like this brand of olive oil. And he's like, you like to cook, will you cook for me or something? And I told him, I'm like, I said, okay, as long as you're okay with a trans girl cooking for you. He's like, oh, you're trans? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't know, but it's fine or whatever. But you got to tell people that you're trans, because it's like both of y'all are together in a relationship thinking that y'all love each other, y'all like each other, and he likes you for you, or you like him for him, or she likes you for you, or they like you for you. And then for them to find out you're trans, they might not even like that. It's a waste of time. Could you imagine being in a relationship with somebody for 10 years and then I'm telling you, oh, by the way, I have another family in South Dakota or something? Like, you'll be like, what? Or by the way, I'm married. I know we've been talking for 12 years. I know we've been, puto away. These people cannot drive, girl. I'm sorry. But yeah, no. They'll be like, oh, I know we've been dating for like 9 months or whatever, but I have a wife and the kids over there in Louisiana or something or whatever. Like you'll be like, well, why didn't you tell me? And you will probably be like, oh no, I don't want to deal with that drama or whatever. So like, tell people, how can you hope to build a relationship with somebody if you're not honest with them? That's number one. But if it's not safe to do so, then what you can do, if they're like really bugging you and nagging you, you can get their number, they can get your number, and then you can tell them later, hey, before we talk, I just want you to know that I'm transgender. Like, send them a text or something, or call them on the phone if it's not safe for you to tell them in person and they're just bothering you. But like, really, if a guy approaches me and I feel like he's not safe or whatever, or I don't know how he feels about trans people, or if he might be a danger to me or a woman, because I have women approach me too, I will just tell them like, hey, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, or I'm good, or whatever. And they'll get the no. And if they say why, then I'll be like, oh, I'm good, or whatever. They don't have to know because I'm trans, but I'm just not interested. A lot of times people are okay, like guys can be okay with you being transgender, and they will date you and all of that. But once their homeboys or their family knows that they're dating a trans person, then they want to say, oh, they're gay, or they're this, they're that, and so they don't want to talk to you no more. So you need to ask them, number two, okay, you're okay with dating a trans person, but how does your family feel about trans people? How does your friends feel about trans people? Because nobody wants to be in a relationship and to hate your mother-in-law, to hate, all of these people. Like, nobody got time for that. Number three, and now that y'all are together, if y'all decide to proceed, you have to talk about when we are getting closer to one another. And you know what I'm talking about. When we're getting closer to one another, what are you okay with? What are you not okay with? Because that's a thing too. Some guys, some girls, some people, they want to do certain things, and if you're not okay with that, there's no point in dating. Then you have to ask them about surgeries. If you're pre-op, are you okay with being pre-op? If you're post-op, are you okay with me being post-op? Because some guys will date a trans woman if they're post-op because now they have a cookie. And then some guys only prefer to date trans women that are pre-op because they don't care about what you have, or they do care about what you have. And so you have to let them know, like, okay, I'm trans, da-da-da-da, are you okay with that? And then once y'all continue, if y'all see it that it's going in that way, like, okay, like, are you okay with this? Are you okay with that? Like, it's important. It can be embarrassing. It can be like, why do you need to know all of that about me or whatever? But it's kind of like, why would you get yourself, like, you don't want to get yourself into no unnecessary, like, you know, ish. So tell them everything. And then, number 4, if you're with a person, you need to ask them, like, okay, what do you want? What are your goals? Like, do you want to get married? Do you want to date? Like, what are your long-term goals? Because if they want children and you're trans and you can't give them children, or they don't want children and you're trans and you can give them children and you want children, they don't want children, you need to know these things. And so, like, when it comes to me or whatever, a lot of guys are very interested in me and they don't care that I'm trans, but then it will be, muévete, baboso. Oh, again, these Houston people cannot drive. But no, a lot of guys will be into me and they'll be like, okay, you're cute, you're attractive, I like your vibe, you know, we're both alternative, emo, gothy, anime, whatever. But I want children, how would that work? Like, are we going to adopt a child? Are we going to have like a surrogate? Like, how does that work? And so when it comes to dating, like, they will either say, okay, well, you know, I want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you. Like, these are things that are important, you know? Number 5, we have to look into cultural things as well. There are some cultures that are more okay and more open with LGBT, trans people. Culturally, they're more like accepting of it. And then you have some cultures that are like not accepting of it. They don't support it. They don't. It's a sin. It's embarrassing. It brings dishonor and shame to the family. All of these things. So that's something you also have to consider when you're dating somebody. If they come from a culture that is not accepting of LGBT, or if they come from a religion that is not accepting of LGBT, well, then are they a traditional person or are they more modern? These are things that you have to consider. So maybe I'll do a part 2 to this video. If you want a part 2, then leave a comment down below. But yeah, and also, for y'all that are wondering, I don't at the same time. I have y'all hooked up to my car somehow, some way, I don't know. But y'all are hooked up. And I got my seatbelt on before y'all try me. But yeah, until we meet again, adios mi gente, que tengan un buen día. Bye, y'all have a good one.